Welcome back to the F1 save. It's been a little while, but we have every ambition of finishing this season before moving on to a My Team save, which hopefully you guys will very much enjoy at the time. But for now, we have our ambitions on winning the Constructors' Championship here at Ferrari and maybe hunting down Charles Leclerc. I'm going to have to pull something out the bag, but Austria could be a strong circuit for me personally. We've got 5,500 resource points, and at present, no opportunity to actually improve on anything because my recognition is only at 48%, not the 50 I need, or obviously 60 in some areas, to continually improve bits of the car. Charles can do so himself, and will look to do so, I'm sure, in certain areas. It's actually showing as 60% required for almost everything now, so that's slightly frustrating. That's unavailable and unavailable, their supplier upgrades. So Charles it seems that Charles has gone through and done all of the 50% upgrade, or 50% recognition upgrades that are available to him. So, quite frankly, I don't know as I'm actually going to be able to get the car any better at this rate. 5,500, and I don't know as I will get 60% recognition against Charles, not without completely wiping the floor with him in the driver's standings, which obviously is highly unlikely at this stage. The driver's standings currently look as you see them on screen there. It's a sprint weekend here in Austria, so there's going to be a lot of on-track action and a lot to get through in this episode and throughout the course of this stream that we're doing live over on Twitch and youtube.com/ChesnoidLive. There's links to the streams in the description if you'd like to come across and join me to see every lap of every session. We shall start with session 1, which is practice 1, then sprint qualifying, where weather is going to be a little bit iffy, although it doesn't actually tell me where it's going to be iffy because I can only see the weather forecast for the sprint, full Grand Prix qualifying and the race itself. So they're all dry, but sprint quali might have a little smattering of rain thrown in there, so that will certainly add a curveball. But Austria is a track we very much enjoy, but whether it's a track we can beat Charles at, we shall wait and see. So far, only Imola has been that circuit. Practice was okay, the car feels good, which is the most important thing. The tyre wear is, on the softs at least, very high. 27% higher than anticipated, supposedly, which doesn't necessarily bode well for longer stints on the soft tyre, but it just means that we'll probably, quite simply, just use the medium and hard for the majority of the Grand Prix and the race weekend. The sprint will just be one set of mediums for the whole thing, but the sprint qualifying, evidently, is going to involve a little bit of intermediates, one would imagine here, because that's wet. We'll be following Max Verstappen on our qualifying lap. Sergio Perez, not Sergio Perez, Ollie Behrman is very much following me too. See from the Delta top right that it's definitely dry weather running now. The track is pretty much bone dry, actually. Deep there a little bit. Decent traction on exit though. Purple sector 1. Ocon's just done a 105. Taylor Pourchaire now she's done a 105. Daniel's into the 1 minute 4s. Lance is in the 1 minute 3s. Game on. Alonso 1 minute 3.6. And we do a 1 minute 3.7. All right. We're not, it wasn't a bad lap, but it wasn't a great lap. And 4th. Comfortably through. That was a better lap than the first one, I think. Should be better than a 1 minute 3. It was 1 minute 2.8. The last one was 1 minute 3.7, so we found 9 tenths in SQ2. And again, 4th. So, improving quite substantially, but only 3 tenths behind Charles now, not 6, which is very much more competitive. We'll wait and see what happens on the soft tyre, where we know that our tyre wear is high, and it will certainly cost us in the final sector around Austria. But we'll try and go for pole. tyre wear is going to be higher for me here than it is for the others at this stage of the lap. Have to make sure we get 9 and 10 as close to perfect as we can. It's not bad. A little bit wide on exit. That's annoying. It's going to cost me some time. I'll probably be 6th or 7th, I imagine. 9th. Good. Well, I needed it near to perfect, and I messed up in turn 10. If I got a perfect exit there, then we certainly would have been... Oh, I mean, look how close it is. We certainly would have been in with a shout of pole. We are less than 2/10 away from Charles Leclerc, who put in another 1:25 and was just 9 milliseconds ahead of Fernando Alonso. So I probably lost a 10th and a bit. I probably would have been top 5. Knowing that we've got that pace in the car, though, let's go do some overtaking in the sprint race, shall we?
Welcome to today's sprint.
Well, quite frankly, we know what the grid's going to look like, and we know what the strategy's going to be, because it's a sprint race. So, one stop on the mediums, you can see how my personalised tyre wear does see me losing quite a bit of lap time and, unfortunately, performance alongside it, but I don't really have any other alternative. I'm going to run this strategy. It'll be the main race that actually probably won't be too dissimilar from the sprint. It's just going to be a one-stop medium hard or hard medium, I think, but we'll wait and see how things progress. Starting P9, knowing that we've got the pace to be at the front, all I need to do is get myself to the front. And we have the outside line for turn 1, which should be favourable if we can get a decent start. Lot of wheel spin. It's not a decent start. We haven't lost any positions, I was going to say yet, but there comes Carlos Sainz up the inside. And actually, his inside line turned out to be the more favourable one for him there. We'll try and keep ourselves in touch, which I'm sure we will be able to do. Turn 3 can be a bit calamitous and clumsy. I'm here, and he's just moved right across me in the braking zone. You're not allowed to do that, mate. That's against the rules. As a result, I'll take the position, thank you. Normally, if I end up flashbacking for something, I will not take the position, but he's been naughty there, so I'll have it, thanks. Back to P9. Time to get after Lando. Seemingly a lot slower in a straight line than I anticipated being, and than, quite frankly, any of the previous driving or lap times suggested. In quali, we were right on the pace. In the race, with lots of fuel on the car, apparently I'm slow in a straight line. Not sure about that one, Chief. Whilst they're all bunching up around turn 3, though, it should help us close the gap. Just gonna have to make sure I manage my battery well enough to keep myself in a position to maintain that charge. The train will work in our favour here, and it is a very trainy circuit, obviously, with long DRS zones and long straights. We should be back with Lando, hopefully, soon enough, provided I can drive cleanly. Or if someone's going for it into turn 1, that's going to slow everybody up through there quite considerably. At least they're starting to fight. That will help us close gaps. And we are very much closing gaps. Good. And they're going for it again into turn 3. Sainz thought about going for it on me into turn 3 there, but thankfully he didn't. And we're back within DRS range. I don't have DRS because I wasn't close enough during the detection point, but you'll notice on the minimap the 2 Aston Martins are going for it with Charles. So that should keep Mr. Leclerc in check. And then this lot are all stuck by Max Verstappen at the moment. And we are back within DRS range, which is lovely! And our race begins again. Right, Carlos. Sainz going for the inside. Getting it. Now I've got lots of battery though.
Make a mistake and we could still regain
I'll go around the outside of Sainz down to 4. And now the inside line for 5, where hopefully he will give this up. Because I'm not. Thank you. really hope the AI are better on 25, because they desperately need to be. Bad exit, trying to get after Lando. A little bit of wheel spin as I put the battery on. Piastri's making a move, or going defensive, not sure which. He's trying to make a move on Lewis, I think. Lewis has gone from challenging Max Verstappen to now being challenged by Oscar Piastri. And Max is starting to get away a little bit. Front three opens up a decent gap now. Charles still currently leads them. It's Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso that are ahead of me in the championship, as well as obviously my teammate.
Spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button.
So I need to get ahead of Max and the Aston Martins, really, but at the moment we are very much stuck. They are going to be so slow there. We have to be so careful not to just run into them. Right, if they both go for that line, I'm going to go around the outside of them both here, I think. Hello, Lando. Goodbye, Lando. We love a double overtake at the moment, don't we, in this save? That's 3 Grand Prix in a row, or 3 episodes in a row, where we've pulled off around the outside double overtake. Still think the most impressive one was the one in Canada. But now we're into the sprint points. And time to hopefully make some more moves. Nobody in front of us is fighting now, so they are going to maximise their pace, which means I'm going to have to be really on it. No DRS for Piastri. That's huge. That's a simple, easy overtake. Thank you. It's probably not going to work. Trying to save a little bit more.
Okay, we've lost a position. That's us
for this straight. I've got DRS here though, and Lando doesn't because he overtook me before the detection point. Thanks, Lando. Contact between Max and Lewis. Not the first time that's been said in race commentary. This is getting feisty now. Aiming for at least 4th here. I don't know whether we'll be able to catch the 3 in front. Oh, the inside of Max into 4. There we go. Aggressive, but Max only knows that way, so a bit of his own medicine. Now we'll go get Lewis. And the sprint race just came alive. Tyre wear's quite high though, at the halfway point. Right, if I time this right, might still be behind Lewis at the detection point, which we were. So we'll sweep around the outside. And have DRS down this straight. Thank you, Lewis. Bye, Lewis. Please stay behind me, Lewis, for the rest of the time, Lewis. Thank you. Try and close in on the front 3, but that is very much easier said than done than when they're being pulled along by Charles Leclerc. And my tyre wear is as high as it is. Probably going to have some more fighting to do defensively before we even think about closing on those few in front. That defending.
The Aston Martin driver's just moved into 1st place.
Give Lewis a bit of a squeeze there. Maybe 3 wide here almost. There's contact again between Verstappen and Hamilton. We're still 3 wide. Contact again between Verstappen and Hamilton. Verstappen's actually lost the left side of his front wing, as you can see there. So it's not going to help him in the corners. That cost us 2 seconds to Alonso and co. Certainly at least 1.5 seconds. And that's probably why we're not going to catch those front 3, irrespective of being pulled along. And Max is actually boxed because of the damage to his front wing. So severe was it. It's going to take him a while to get back towards us. He will be very quick. It's going to mean he's going to have to use an extra set of tyres for this weekend that he wouldn't have anticipated, which will have a knock-on effect for his qualifying and main Grand Prix. Again, it's not going to help. But, sorry Max, you've done that yourself, mate. You've gone 3 wide into turn 4 and then gone deep on the brakes, run into Lewis Hamilton and lost the side of your wing, sir. No sympathy. Self-inflicted. Thank you for the 5 bits, Danny, by the way. Fun fact, the Ferrari cars are red. You are correct. What a fun fact that is. Lewis is the one with the DRS this time, so we'll just stick behind him. And we're going to have to settle for 4th here in this sprint race. Charles Leclerc is now actually down to 3rd. Both Aston Martins have taken him now. Which is good, because it means he'd be scoring less points, but he's still scoring more points than me, so that's annoying. We'll close on Max, though, in the championship, because obviously he's now going to fall down the order a little bit, or has fallen down the order quite considerably with that pit stop. Although with it only being a sprint race, not a main Grand Prix, we won't close on him by that much. We're only going to get 3 or 4 points for a 5th placed finish. We will obviously try and get Lewis. We've got gaps on the 2 McLaren behind now, so they're out of DRS range, so it's really only myself and Lewis fighting here. And if we can make sure that those behind don't catch us up again, then that would be ideal. Maybe the 2 of us could work together to try and catch the 3 up top in these 6 remaining laps. Never mind, Lewis Hamilton is out of the race. His engine just exploded. And I couldn't see anything behind him there. That should happen again, because it's scripted to do so. Lewis Hamilton's engine goes pop again. We could move off the racing line, that would be lovely. Thank you, Lewis.
Okay.
Kind of anticipated him not stopping and braking hard on the racing line, hence the flashback. Normally if a car does that, they have the presence of mind to move off the racing line before they slam on the anchors. It's just another AI thing. Well, they slam on the anchors. Cut.
Catching the car ahead, well done, but be aware these tyres need to get us to the end of this race.
Usually, in real life, a driver would have the presence of mind to move off the racing line when they knew they had a problem with their car like that.
Okay,
so it's
ahead.
Just an AI thing that saw Lewis stop, brake hard right on the racing line on the exit of an apex of a corner. Not ideal. Front 3 is still battling hard here. We are on our own at the moment, but have to use a bit of battery to try and maintain that gap back to Lando. Piastri has lost more positions, unfortunately for him. He's now down in 7th. Gap in front is about 7 seconds. And will probably remain about that, if not probably grow a bit more, because they're all using DRS and overtaking one another and able to gap me with no DRS and only my ERS to help push me along. And of course my tyre wear, as we mentioned, is higher than theirs as well. And Lando's actually back within DRS range here, so we're still going to have some defending to do between now and the end of the race. And that closing on the front 3 really isn't going to happen. No rear stability at the minute. Rear tyres are really worn.
keep on him. He might make a mistake.
So I'll have DRS now. Thank you, Lando. See how fast they are on a straight line, though. He's closing on me, even though I've got DRS. Albeit only just, but still. Yikes. I took some downforce out of this setup from what it previously was before we started the weekend, so we're more competitive in a straight line than we would have been. But still not as competitive in a straight line as perhaps we need to be. We're going to get Lando back here, and that's going to be comfortably done. Thank you. It's all just letting the front three get further and further away, though. So we'll gain on Max Verstappen in the championship, but lose more ground on Charles and Alonso, unfortunately.
And gap to
but if I can qualify better
8.5 seconds
in the full Grand Prix qualifying, then we should be very much in the hunt for a podium. Thank you, Lando. What are you doing, sir? Left him a car's width. He still drove into me. Thanks, Lando. Alonso's P2 right now. Goal machine. It's the two Aston Martins and my teammate that are battling for P1 right now.
Driver has the lead.
Alex Albon's just retired in his Williams. Imagine his engine has also gone pop towards the end of the straight at turn 1. I've gone wide there, which is going to let Lando either through or tap into position to have a go. He actually hit me there. I had a little knock on my rear left from Lando Norris. But we survive it, and his wing survives it. Max Verstappen's wing did not survive its contact with Lewis Hamilton earlier. 9 seconds now, the gap out in front. Lando won't be able to overtake here because of the yellow flags. At least he shouldn't be able to overtake here because of the yellow flags. And it seems that the real-life rules only apply to me and not the AI. Because if I'd have overtaken Lando there, I'd have had to have given it back because of an illegal overtake under yellow flags. But apparently Lando was still going gung-ho for the overtake through the yellow flag section, and I guarantee if he'd have gotten the place, it wouldn't have given him a give back the position illegal overtake warning. Something maybe to be looked into for 25.
And some information on Leclerc.
With
their car, they're going to be slow.
Charles Leclerc, with a lap and a bit to go, has a problem with his car.
So gap to the car ahead.
So Charles is going to be slow now, and will lose first and subsequently second. But I think he's probably got too much of a gap on us. We're not going to close by 9 seconds on Charles Leclerc in the final lap, unfortunately, but it will mean that he's probably going to have to take a grid penalty for the race, which will be huge for the championship. He's probably going to be quick enough to work his way back through the field, but the fact that he's going to have to take a grid penalty in the first place is going to offer us the opportunity to try and close on Charles Leclerc, hopefully in the championship a bit more than we would ordinarily have had the opportunity to do. Lando's taken me there, but it is the last lap, so I will use all of my battery here to try and get past him into 4. He'll go defensive. I'll try and swoop around the outside. He'll run wide. Then it's a case of who gets better traction and who has more battery. He's got the inside line here. I'm going to continue to use my battery. And as we have with a number of drivers so far in this race, inside line and hold our line, force our way through, and we will take the position. Charles will finish 3rd. I will finish 4th. It's a Aston Martin 1-2 and a Ferrari 3-4 in the sprint race here in Austria. Unfortunately for me, the Ferrari are the wrong way round, but still, a P4's not bad when starting P9. It just shows that had we not made the mistake at turn 10 in qualifying and started in the top 4 or 5, we might be challenging for the win there in the sprint. So don't make that mistake in full Grand Prix qualifying, and we will be challenging for the win for the full 25 points rather than just the 8 that are available for a sprint. To qualifying we go now.
Well, that's an end. And that's P13. P13.
Banker lap for 1:24. Oh. A banker lap for 1:24? Where's that come from? Have I done the fastest lap of my entire weekend on a set of 13% worn softs? That might be enough to get me through, which would save a set of softs for the race. I might not go again, you know. We're going to advance. Chat agrees. People are out on their laps now. I have to hope that they don't. Oh, it's raining! What? There was no rain forecast, but it's well, we are through. Wait, what? Where? Where's the drizzle come from? It's now saying that there's rain on the logo there, but there never was any rain forecast before we actually got to the session. It's only 19%. Wow, 19% chance, but it did rain. Well, what does that mean for Q3 then? Max does get through. George does not. Russell out. But annoyingly, Charles is through as well in P5. Okay. Well, is it going to be wet in Q3 then? I imagine so. The rain has stopped though, you'll notice. It is not raining anymore as we come to cross the line. So that's probably why I was purple. And probably why I've gone P1. Because it's dried up. The conditions are better, and now we'll be going out on a brand new set of softs at the end of the session to try and set a lap time to try and stay P1. Let's put those Q3 softs on, please. We will have that extra set of softs available for the race. Unfortunately, so will everyone else. But at the minute, pole by 8/10, but that's definitely not going to last. Right, come on then. People are not setting electric lap timers at the minute. Charles done a 103 flat. It just says that the track conditions aren't fully dry yet and at their absolute best. We might be in with a shout of a pole here. So turn 10 better than we did in the last session. No, 1:32. No pole, but maybe top 3. Second, P2 on the grid. We'll take it. It's front row if it's not pole, and only 2/10 or so behind my teammate, who actually, we believe, will take a grid penalty because of the issue he had in the sprint race. So he might actually inherit pole position and be starting from first. Let's go and find out. So the question is, immediately, is Charles taking a grid penalty? No.
And Wood
bugger!
The front row.
I really thought he would. I genuinely thought he would end up taking a penalty there. That sucks. Well, we will start from the front row. It will be P2 for us. Nobody else behind seemingly taking any penalties either. Verstappen and Russell. Oh, so there has been a penalty, and it's Lewis Hamilton because Russell's Peter. Oh, obviously, Lewis's engine did actually explode. Charles just had a bit of an issue, whereas Lewis is definitely taking a new power unit because the other one isn't really going to be that good anymore. Albon and Lewis both retired from the sprint and both take significant penalties then. Plus 10 or 10 at least. Grid penalty places for Lewis. It recommends a medium hard one stop. What is Charles starting on? Medium tyres, okay. If anyone was starting on the hards, I might be tempted to copy them. But Alex is the only one on a soft. Everyone else is on a medium. We know that the mediums will do 24 laps. It actually reckons that I should do 32. Oosh, not sure about 32 laps, to be completely honest. It recommends my personalised is only a little bit short of a one-stop with a two-stop. I'd be tempted, but if I am going to run a soft tyre, I will run it at the end of the Grand Prix, and we'll make a decision during the Grand Prix as to whether switching from a one-stop to a two-stop is viable or not. I'm not going to commit to a two-stop early doors. So, fingers crossed we can get the job done. It's recommending 9.5 laps worth of extra fuel. I'll put just 9 laps in, but I'm really going to trust it because being in P2, I don't really want to be in a position where I'm going to be having to save fuel at any point in the race. I just want to go hell for leather from start to finish and fingers crossed challenge Charles for a victory today. Operation Beat Our Teammate is a go. And it's a really, really, really bad start from Charles Leclerc. I'm going to go slightly deep here. It's actually Alonso that's up into P2 now. Norris was on my inside briefly there into turn 1, but he backed out of it and has stayed P4 for now. Fernando's going to have a look at me here, but I'm going to go deep on the brakes and try and hold it around the outside. Fernando's driven into me a little bit, but yellow flag's behind just probably because everyone's going so slowly around turn 3. We've held the lead. Charles is down to P3. Fernando's not going to bother attacking me there. And, well, now we will try and do what Charles normally does and disappear into the distance. I don't think I'm going to have the luxury of doing so unless they start fighting behind. But this is a great chance to try and win the race now. And at this stage, I'm absolutely not two-stopping. I'm only doing the one. Can we pull away? Got a big run. I wonder whether Fernando's got any damage there. Fernando really slow around turns 9 and 10. Really slow around 9 and 10. And now they're battling. I think Fernando's got damage. I've got to have a look. There's surely no way he's that slow. Fernando Alonso. Oh, he's got loads of damage. He doesn't have the entire right end plate on his wing. Fernando Alonso with damage is at the moment, because he's gone defensive here into 1 and forced Charles even more tight around the apex, and Charles has then not been able to take the position. Fernando Alonso is helping us disappear down the road. Let's not waste that opportunity. Thank you, Fernando. 1.6 seconds, the gap behind. I'm going to try my best to say toodaloo and peace out. But Charles is now past. Just keep battling, lads. Please, just keep battling. I think that's it. I think that's game over. I think Charles Leclerc is past Fernando Alonso and any battling will have stopped. Because Fernando is now just going to hold up everyone else behind him and it's going to become a 2-horse race. Charles Leclerc will undoubtedly close in on me at quite a phenomenal rate of knots. And then it's probably going to be a Ferrari 1-2 battle all the way to the end. But at the minute, we've gapped a gap and I'm not wanting to let anyone else anywhere near me for the rest of the race. I don't mind, hello, as I go very wide. I don't mind if we spend the next 69 laps entirely on our own winning the Grand Prix. That was tight. I did a 1.6371. Charles did a 1.6300, I believe, on that last lap. So that's the difference in our pace right now. Very, very close indeed. Alonso's continually holding everyone up behind. 3.5 seconds now to Fernando, who's now got Lando behind him as he's taken Lance Stroll. Fernando Alonso is very much helping this become quite a straightforward Ferrari 1-2. Question is, who's going to end up being the 1 and who's going to end up being the 2? Set a purple middle sector, but it's not going to be enough to deny Charles Leclerc DRS as we get around the final part of the lap. We're slightly faster than Charles at the minute through 9 and 10, but he has DRS and our lead is under threat. He's about on average at the moment 0.3 a lap faster than me in clear air. Now he's got DRS. That's going to be significantly faster than me in clear air, but I'm hoping the two of us can work together to just completely disappear down the road. I might not fight with Charles too much at all here and just make sure that we have a really comfortable gap behind us before the pit stops begin. I'm just going to try and get dragged along by Charles here, try and not force him defensive, but still stay well within DRS range, save battery, use it when necessary. Try and gap Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll and Lando Norris and ensure that this is going to be a comfortable Ferrari 1-2 and put ourselves in the best possible position to be the one. Who knows what could happen with safety cars or retirements or incidents later in the Grand Prix, but for now I'm not fast enough to be ahead of Charles on sheer pace, but I'm definitely fast enough to stay with Charles Leclerc. And we will look to stay with Charles Leclerc for the rest of this stint. Just want to grow the gap back to Lando at the moment, and then we'll take it from there in the second stint of the Grand Prix. Charles is either trying to save tyres or save battery at the minute, or fuel, because he's slowed up. He was really slow through the third sector.
Come on, mate, this is it. Let's try and get past them quickly.
Really slow. The team now aren't showing any sort of team orders here. They have asked me to, in no uncertain terms, overtake my teammate, which I am quite happy to do if they want me to. I think we're better served for the time being sitting behind and just not getting too aggressive and losing time, but I'm happy to go and overtake him if you want me to go and overtake him, lads. Monsieur Vasseur would very much like me to be P1. I'm not going to say no to that.
Get your head down and chin up. There's a long way to go.
To be honest, I forgot that it's by lap 20, not including lap 20. I was going to try and overtake him this lap, just to get my nose ahead, and then probably sit back behind again to try and maintain the gap to Lando, but I read it wrong, so no objective done. The Williams has boxed, actually. Alex obviously started on the softs, and at present, we believe, is the only driver doing a two-stop. So he's boxed from his softs onto his mediums. We'll see if he's actually able to make any time by the end of the race, but I anticipate Alex Albon finishing last, unless, of course, there's a safety car that throws things into a little bit of disarray.
Sold. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining.
Oh.
Stops remaining. Your last lap time, 1 minute 06.7.
So
okay,
Charles is two-stopping.
1/10 a lap.
That's very intriguing. Didn't anticipate Charles Leclerc two-stopping. Is Lando doing the same?
Norris behind. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 20 laps old. We think they've got one.
No, so Lando's one-stopping, but Charles is two-stopping. That's not great for him, I don't think. I think that's going to ruin, well, not ruin, but certainly lessen the effectiveness that Charles Leclerc has in this Grand Prix. If he's two-stopping, then he's going to stop off this medium set earlier than me, I think. Because now there's no traffic behind, or there won't be any traffic behind, less traffic behind, because Fernando Alonso's held everybody up. I'll come out 9th now if I box, or we'll come out 9th now if we box. But with Charles doing an extra stop, he may well come out in traffic after his second stop. What would be intriguing to know is when Charles is planning on boxing. Because if he's going to undercut me and then box again, then that will mean that he will be closer to me at the end of the race. So whenever Charles boxes, I will react. I can't afford to let him undercut me by a big enough margin to then be able to be closer by the end of his next stop. Effectively, he's boxing now, I think. Is he boxing now? No, he's not boxing now. We drifted slightly to the right there, and I thought, hello, Charles is boxing now. So, if I, for example, if I box the same lap after Charles, and then stick with him again like this, then he will be, when he boxes the second time, a full pit stop behind me. Whereas, if I power on and he boxes earlier than my planned stop for his first stop, he will then, for the remainder of my stop, or my stint, sorry, close in on me. And say, for example, the stop would put him 25 seconds behind me. He might close that gap to 18, 17 seconds. Then I'll stop. Then he'll stop later and be starting his final stint closer to me than he would be if I just react to his stop and stop the lap after him. So I just have to box whenever Charles does onto my hard tyres, knowing that he's going to box again afterwards, and then in theory we will just be a pit stop ahead of him whenever he boxes for a second time, and our race should be won from there. I was planning on winning the race with just a simple one-stop undercut on Charles's one stop, and undercutting by 2 or 3 laps, and then just trying to stay ahead and battling with him, and we'd probably be in a similar sort of scenario as we are now. It's just that we'd go a bit more aggressive when trying to make an overtake later in the race or in the stint. But at the minute, I think the strategy is going to lose Charles Leclerc this race win, unless he's so fast at the end of the race that he's able to get past me and then disappear off and I can't stick with him. But I don't think that will be the case at the moment. Charles is in now. Lap 26. Charles is boxing. I will box 27 then. It is 5 laps earlier than anticipated. We were planning on boxing 32, but we will box 27. Charles is probably going to take a hard set. No, he's gone to softs now. Okay. He'll go to hards for the final stint then. Charles on softs on his out lap is probably going to gap me here, so I'm going to use all of my battery on this lap to try and ensure that I can stay with Charles Leclerc. He's going to have DRS potentially. No, he's not. He's not quite in touching distance of the pass that's in front of him, but I am going to box this lap for a set of hards. I'm going to make my one stop on the same lap that he makes his first of 2. And we'll have to hope that Charles hasn't gotten well out of DRS range with just 1 lap on a set of soft tyres. Soft tyres that will wear very quickly. But I am boxing this lap as well. And in we come. Well, we nailed the pit entry. Can the team nail the stop? Please.
Right, let's go.
Yes, they can.
That was a fantastic.
Now, what was my stop compared to Charles's? Charles's stop took 5 seconds. There was a delay on Charles Leclerc's stop for once. For once, the pit crew have sorted me out and they've bullied Charles Leclerc. A 5-second stop for him, a 2.5 second stop for me. That should be the net lead. We should come out in front of the Haas and Charles here. Here they come. Around turn 1. Oh, I haven't quite come out in front, but we're very much within DRS range. So Charles has not been able to maximise his soft tyres. He's fighting with Sergio Perez, who I'm gonna have to dispatch very quickly, otherwise Charles will disappear with those soft tyres. But hopefully we can keep Charles within touching distance. Although new softs to new hards is probably worth close to a second a lap for him. So I think he's gonna gap me now. We have to hope that his softs go off very quickly. I was hoping that we were going to have ourselves the opportunity to just get handed a win, but he's probably going to gap by so much on those softs now that I've lost DRS on him. That I'm not able to make the most of it. He's just set a fastest lap of the race. I'm going to take Sergio Perez here. Try and lose as little time around turn 1 as possible. And now I just need to get after Charles Leclerc as quickly as possible. Can we close that gap, or is he just going to disappear? Probably the latter.
Okay, keep an eye on that gap
But we'll
ahead,
try.
please. 1.6 seconds.
We can just get ourselves back within
mate,
DRS range
ahead
of
you
Charles
now.
Leclerc.
They're holding us up now, so let's please try and get past as soon as possible and get on with our race. Push, push.
We're going to have to wait for his softs to go off, I think. His softs will go off and we will catch, but it's a case of how far down the road will he get in the meantime. Nico Hulkenberg has just retired from the race in his Alpine. That's not brought out a safety car or a VSC at all. So that's not going to help us in terms of nullifying Charles's galloping off into the distance. But hopefully when he hits traffic, that will help us. That traffic is not going to be stopping for another couple of laps at least. So fingers crossed Charles gets caught behind Verstappen and Lance Stroll. But we've come
Car
out.
behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap starting to form.
I've gone wide there. We've come out in 6th. So we're really nailed on for a top 2 at least. It's just a case of, is Charles Leclerc's strategy, now he's got out with DRS range, going to help him? Or can we reel him back in before his next stop and ensure that we're able to have enough of a gap for his final stint to stay ahead? Because hopefully when Charles boxes again, he'll for a second time come out with some traffic to get through. Here goes Charles on Max Verstappen. Around the outside at turn 1, he's going to get the move done before the corner, which will lose him minimal time because he could just slam it on the racing line. Max is not close enough to have a go back at him into turn 3, so any hope we had there of Charles losing time in traffic is gone. And really,
5 seconds.
there's only Lance Stroll left for him to lose time behind because Lando Norris is so far down the road that it's not going to matter. It is getting slightly overcast now, but there is no forecast of rain. The sun will come out again before the end of the race. No rain will fall. It will be dry tyres to the end. Charles now going up the inside of Lance Stroll into turn 1 on this lap and getting it done. What I would love, kind of need Lance to fight back here into turn 3 if he's close enough to do so, which he is. Go on, Lance, lad. Keep Charles under control, please. It's put Max Verstappen into the picture as well. I think Charles is just going to have the traction out of 3 down to 4 to keep Lance at bay. Please slow him up. Please slow him up. I need your help, lads. I need your help. Now and when he stops again, he's gone. Charles Leclerc is in the distance. This was our previous stop lap. We're only 3% worn on our tyres, so it's not actually made that much difference to our overall strategy, having to stop 5 laps earlier than planned. We've not lost that much time in terms of
Gap to your teammate ahead.
our overall
2.6 seconds.
race time. 2.6 seconds currently to Charles, you can see on the left. I'll be able to ask at any point as well because he's my teammate. So we're going to get DRS on these two. Now I need to not lose time behind these two. Contact between Max and Lance. Now I'm in the position where I need to make sure I'm not held up. They're both going to go defensive here on one another. I'm going to lose as little time as possible, taking them both, and we'll try and stick as close to Charles Leclerc as we possibly can. Lando's in the box now at the end of lap 33 for his 1 stop, so Charles will be leading the Grand Prix again. And effectively, what was a 0.7 second gap is now a 2.4 second gap. But we know that Charles Leclerc has to stop again because those softs absolutely won't take him to the end of this race, and they will be wearing now quite badly. We are effectively about half race distance right now, and we've used just under half our race load of fuel. So fuel deductions appear to be very much on point right now. The gap to Charles is stable at about 3 seconds, so he will box for a set of hard tyres, or maybe even another set of mediums if he's running a different set of compounds than we are. And he'll come out, well, in front of Stroll, I imagine, by the time we get there. So we'll only have Lando Norris to get through, and then he'll just be chasing me down for the rest of the race. It's the second time we've failed an objective to overtake Charles, but our focus at the minute is not overtaking Charles, it's just making sure he doesn't get away, which at the minute he's not. And the longer he stays out on those softs, the less time he has to close us down on whatever compound of tyre he goes to next. I don't know what compound he'll be going to, because I don't know what tyre set they brought for Charles, whether it's the harder set or the balanced set. But regardless, we hope to keep Charles behind for the rest of the race. We will have soft sets available to us at the end of the race should we want to take them, but they die so quickly it will be pointless unless it's a 5-lap shootout behind a safety car. Knowing that Charles has already used his soft tyre, if that scenario does present itself, is good news for us, excuse the track limits, because he'll have to go to a harder compounds, whereas we will have fresh softs to go to. That was our personal best lap of the race, although obviously helped by a bit of track limits, and Charles' soft tyres are starting to fall off now. The gap is coming down to Charles Leclerc, whereas our hard tyres are still very much in their best performative window at the moment. And if I box right now, I'll come out third. So we already have a free stop to Stroll and Verstappen. We're in a very good position right now. We just need, hopefully, Charles to stay out a little bit longer. I'd be very intrigued to know what tyre compound he goes to next. But if Charles stays out until lap 45 or so, we are hopefully laughing our way to a victory. DRS range on our teammate. We might have the pace to get out of DRS range of him if we pull an overtake off. It really is a full pit stop that Charles is going to have to overturn when he boxes. He will have the pace to do it, I think. If Lando can hold him up, then that would be ideal. But Charles will definitely come out in third place when he boxes. It's just a case of when is that box going to happen. And what's he going to? If he goes to mediums, he will be very quick. If he goes to hards, then hopefully Lando will be able to fight him a bit more. But I don't want him to box yet. I want him to keep going. But he's boxing. Charles Leclerc getting off those softs now and going on to his next set. We don't yet know whether that's hards or mediums, but Charles will come out in third. And now the hunt begins for him to close me back down again. He's gone to hard tyres. That's good news for us. 30 laps left to try and hold Charles Leclerc for a victory. Charles has come out. The gap is 19 seconds. So he's going to have to close by 6 or 7 tenths a lap for the rest of the race to get to me. Pace that he does have. It will be close. It may well come down to how much Lando can or cannot hold him behind. 18.6 as we cross the line. We'll see what it's like next lap and figure it out from there. I'm at 11% wear all round at the moment, as this is my 15th lap on this set of tyres. It's 18.6 as we crossed the lap last time. It's 18 dead as I crossed the line this time. Charles is a problem at the end of the race for us, without any shadow of doubt. Lando, please do me a favour. He is, actually, as you can see from the minimap behind me, going to have some traffic to get through in terms of back markers, as well as Lando Norris, which will work in my favour. I'm catching a Williams here, which will of course be terrible. Actually, no. Alex Albon retired in the last Grand Prix, didn't he? in the sprint. So it could be Teo or Alex, but I don't have that much traffic in front of me until I catch that group that's coming around turn 9 now. So I won't have any traffic problems of my own for a little while, whereas Charles has Lando to get through, and a Mercedes, and a Williams, and an Aston Martin, and by the time he gets to me, another Williams as well. Charles is definitely closing by half a second a lap at least, but that's not enough to get to me before the end of the race. Annoyingly, I think we're going to catch Teo around the 3rd sector, which will not allow me any DRS. I'd love a bit of DRS to help defend against Charles, who just set the fastest lap of the race. I actually got Fernando Alonso catching me behind.
So our teammate by 15.5
Fernando's
seconds.
dropped significantly down the order because of that early damage. Is now a lap down, but faster than the leader, which is not great for me. I am going to get some DRS on Teo Pourchaire, who's going to let me through down the main straight. Thank you, Teo. Appreciate it, mate.
Great stuff,
Very much.
Hit the target well there. Nice one. It's a long way to go in this race, though, so keep your head down.
Off we pop. Down the road again. It didn't cost me any time whatsoever. Now we've got 2 Saubers, a Red Bull, a Williams and an RB to try and catch, as Charles Leclerc does a 1 minute 5 flat there. So it's a very quick lap time. As we cross the line, 20 laps to go. The gap to Charles is 11.4 seconds. So half a second a lap, him faster than me, isn't enough. He is gaining by more than half a second a lap though. I'm at 19% rear left and front right. My tyres are going to be really worn by the end of the race. I'm praying I've got enough left in the tank to hold him off. The minute Charles has just gotten himself past Alex Albon. He's now closing in on Lewis Hamilton, who is another lapped car, and Lando Norris, who is not a lapped car. Then he's got Fernando Alonso and Teo Pourchaire, both lapped cars. Then he's got to get to me. I'm still closing on that group of 5 in front, but not massively at this stage. I should have free air for the rest of the race, which hopefully will play into my advantage. I just have to hope that Charles catches some of those back markers at the wrong part of the track. If he catches them around turns 5 and 6 and 7, where he's going to have to get significantly out of the gas pedal, then that would do me the world of a favour. Lando's closing in as well, by the way. We can't discount Lando at this rate. He's only 6.8 seconds now behind. Lando's more of a factor in this than really we'd like him to be, I think. Less than 10 seconds now to Charles Leclerc. I need to make sure I am putting in the best possible lap times every single time around this circuit. Lando's now through all of the traffic and has himself clear air now to continue the hunt. None of these podium positions are decided yet. If Lando can hold up Charles and they can fight, that could save my victory. But they're getting very close now. This is becoming too close for comfort at this stage. My lap times have been pretty consistent in the mid to late 105s. But we are only going to get slower for the rest of the race. I'm getting ominously close to that set of lapped cars now as well. See, another 1 minute 5 something probably. 1 minute 5.9. I'll show you just how consistent those lap times have been of late. Very, very consistent, it feels like. Anyway, 5.9, 5.7, 6.3, 6.1. Okay, so we have been slightly slower on some laps, but that might have been where we were. Certainly those two weren't. That's just me being slow. Right, not as consistent as I thought, actually. It felt like I was being a lot more consistent. I must have just glanced up at the exact time on the exact laps where I was doing 5, 6, 7, 8s and 9s. And I must have not glanced up on the laps where I was doing a 1 minute 6.2. Charles now 1.1 seconds behind Lando Norris. There are 13 laps plus the one we're on left to go in this Grand Prix. They're now nearly both within 5 seconds of me. Desperately need them to scrap. And I need these guys in front to get out of the way very quickly. Any DRS would be gleefully accepted as well in the process. Charles Leclerc with DRS on Lando Norris just put in a 1 minute 4.9. That's lightning quick at this stage of the race. They're now fighting with one another, and Leclerc is past Lando, but they are scrapping. Leclerc holds the position. If Lando can fight him back into 4, I would be delighted, but it looks like Leclerc has got the gap and will maintain the position and presumably pull away now from Lando. 3.5 seconds the gap to Charles Leclerc. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep him at bay. It's going to be 12 laps to go as I cross the line, and he's only 3.5 seconds behind me. It is a matter of time before the Ferrari 1-2, as it stands right now, is a 2-1, and Charles leads this race. Unless a safety car comes out. Oh my God, he's done a 1 minute 4.7. He's so quick right now. Unless I can put on a set of softs under a safety car, I might even finish third today. Get out of the way. I'm not going to get DRS. You better see me coming. You better move out of the way. They have done. No DRS for me on either of them, unfortunately. But at least I'm through. There is Charles and Lando. Lando's still hanging on to the back of Charles Leclerc, getting dragged along with him. There will soon be a three-way fight for the win of this Grand Prix here in Austria. 10 laps to go, plus the one we're on. Joe's getting out of the way. 1.7 behind now. I've not gotten DRS on any of these back markers. It's been so painful. Charles 1.7 behind. Lock up by Gasly there. I might have some DRS here. No, I still don't. God, this is killing me. The laps are ticking by, but the gap is still coming down. 1.6 seconds now to Charles Leclerc, and he's going to get DRS off these back markers. God damn it! 8 laps to go, including the one that we're on. Lando struggled to get through the back markers. He's still 3 seconds behind. Charles is through. Charles has DRS on me, or will do next time we go through a detection point. Oh, it's over, isn't it? It really is over. Charles is going to win the race still, despite all of our efforts. He's so much quicker, it's not even close. I can try and fight it. I will fight it. But it might be a fight fought in vain. Charles first through the detection point, which was the plan, because now I hopefully can get away from him here. And then I'll use my battery down to turn 4 to try and stay ahead. 6 laps to go. Not here, Charles. Half a second. 5 laps to go. 6 laps, actually. Lando's now right with us too. It's a 3-way fight for a win. Charles has the lead. I have DRS. I have the lead again. Not here, Charles. Lando, do me a favour. Put him under pressure, mate. Charles first through the detection point again. But he's got the exit this time. Oh, Charles flying across. Contact between the two Ferrari here. Lando's now thinking about having a look, but won't. 4 laps to go as we cross the line. Has Charles got enough in the locker to pull away from me and Lando here? Lando's thinking about having to look into turn 9. Lando, you do that, you might cost both of us the chance of winning this race, mate. We need to stick with Charles Leclerc here to stand a chance. We are sticking with him for the time being. 2 laps to go as we cross the line. It's probably got to be this lap that I try and take him and then hold on the last. If we're to stand a chance, really. So I'll try and get close here, then have DRS down the next straight. Take him into 4 was the plan, but he's got the traction. If we're to do it, it's going to have to happen into turn 3 on the last lap. So I'm not going to have the traction out of 3 to get close to him into that previous corner next lap. Half a second the gap. 1 lap and 2 corners to go.
Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap.
I'm using all my battery. Forced him defensive and offline. I'm going to have DRS here and ERS. I'm going to have to go for it around the outside of turn 4. And I hope that we can hold it here. We lead. Oh, we nearly don't lead. Oh. 3/10. Fuel's fine, even though it's flashing at me. Use all the battery, Ches. Ladies and gentlemen, your Austrian Grand Prix winner is a Ferrari, and it's this Ferrari. That's how you do it. We made the one-stop work.
On to the next one.
Oh, God, that was nerve-wracking, wasn't it? But we made it work.
Just fantastic. Amazing. You deserve
It took
that
some
race
strategy
win.
at the
Well done,
end,
mate.
knowing exactly when and how to get past Charles Leclerc and stay ahead of Charles Leclerc. But job done. A win for this Ferrari. Second place for that Ferrari and the fastest lap. So we only close in on Charles by 6 points. But that's huge for us to pull away from,
circumstances they face throughout this race today, Crofty,
or pull towards, should I say, Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso. Alonso ruined his own race there with not pitting with the front wing damage. But we will be very delighted to take that and say thank you to Tyler for 5 gifted subs to the Twitch channel as well. Top step. Top step for me, and Tom's gifted a sub to the channel as well. Thank you both for gifting subs to the channel. So, Max was 9th only. Actually, he got 4 points there in the race. So, he's 9th only in terms of points haul for the weekend. In terms of the actual race, he was 8th. And Fernando Alonso was absolutely nowhere to be seen down in 16th. A 3-stop race in the end for him. Terrible, terrible, terrible. We will drastically close on Fernando Alonso. We will drastically close on Max Verstappen. We might be 85 rated now as well. We are indeed. What does that do for our reputation with Charles Leclerc? In fact, we're very, very close to, well, we're over halfway of 85 up to 86. Still only 48%. Come on, please. Please, give me more. I need to be 60 to upgrade the car. Well, we can challenge Charles Leclerc on my stronger tracks. My stronger tracks. If I hadn't been so stupid as to make a mistake into turn 10 in the qualifying lap of the sprint, then maybe we could have taken 2 victories over the course of that weekend. It will be the British Grand Prix that we go to next, however. And we will put the older parts in for practice for that round of the championship, and obviously I might even put brand new bits in for the Grand Prix, because quite frankly, it's a very, very strong power circuit. We've closed to Max Verstappen to less than 20 points now. Fernando Alonso is on 153. We are 140 points behind our teammates, but we were a lot less than that. Well, maybe not a lot actually, because he finished ahead of me in the sprint. We've closed. Exactly by how much, I'm not sure, but we have closed on Charles Leclerc. We need to do that every round remaining of the championship. But Charles has not won 2 races in a row now. That's positive news that slows him up. Great Britain next as Tom gifts 67 bits, all in individuals. Thank you, Tom. So, Lando Norris on the podium, me on the top step. Could do with some fastest laps. Great Britain is a track I enjoy, but I'm not strong at. Hungary's a track I enjoy, but I'm not strong at. Belgium, we won last year. I came 2nd in Belgium last year. I could really do with some DNFs for Charles Leclerc. He's had none so far this season. If he has any more, then maybe we will stand a chance of closing that gap, provided we can stand on the top step when he does. We'll go to the Silverstone Grand Prix. I'm going to want the harder tyre compound set for this round of the championship, because the softs just will not last around Silverstone. So it's the right decision to keep the harder tyre set. But it is going to rain during the race, but only at the very end of it. Yikes. Okay. Well, the British Grand Prix is a hell of a spectacle, and that hell of a spectacle will come to you very soon. Thank you very much for watching this round of the championship. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any more of this, or the player career mode, an episode of which I'm actually going to go and record now. Thank you very much for watching. Come and join me on stream. You can see all of the action in every single lap of every single session. I'll see you next time.